Right then, we'll get you back to the video in just a second, but I've got something very new and very exciting to tell you about. Cardiff City World and Ace Nation Media has officially teamed up with Squad Bets. And trust me, this is a little bit different to your usual betting apps because they're not a bookies. This is not a house taking the money, it's not them taking a cut. No odds stacked against you. Instead, it's you versus us versus the community. You join the squad, you make the predictions, and whoever comes out on top takes the prize. Simple as that. Easy. And of course, we've got our very own Cardiff City squad set up. So if you want to back your football knowledge against ours, now's the time to prove it. I've created a game for this weekend. It's a Premier League fixture predictor. Nice and simple to get us started. But we're not stopping there. We've got last man standing coming very soon. We'll be running games throughout the World Cup, and next season you will already know we're already all over the EFL Championship. So this is just the beginning. All you've got to do is download the app. It's available on Apple, it's available on Android. The links are in the description below. Then just join our squad using the code Cardiff City 1. All one word, Cardiff City, number 1. Let's go. Get involved, test your knowledge against the Cardiff City World community, and let's see who actually knows their football, who knows their stuff, who's taking all the money. Big thanks to Squad Bets for coming on board and backing us. We always enjoy a good partnership. But now, let's get back to the show. Right, I'm going to say it. Are we watching this happen again? Like, seriously, are we genuinely about to sit here in April looking at Arsenal and asking the exact same question that we asked this year and last year and the year before? Have they actually bottled it? What was a seemingly unassailable position in 4 competitions a couple of weeks ago. But let's be honest, the signs are starting to creep in. The nerves, the drop points, the pressure, the cup capitulation, the going out of the FA Cup. It's suddenly the word that no one was thinking about this a couple of weeks ago. But everybody is talking about it now, and that is bottle. Have they got it? Have they got it? So look, let's be fair. Before we get into it, this Arsenal team under Mikel Arteta has done an outstanding job again this season. They've evolved, they've matured, and they've added some depth. At times, they've played some decent football. At times, they've looked like 1980s Wimbledon or mid-2000s Stoke. But they've spent £1 billion. But that's another conversation for another day because it's not enjoyable to watch. We're not talking about a team that's fallen apart all season. We're talking about a team that's pushed and been top of the Champions League and top of the Premier League and getting through all the cups. Arguably, at certain points, they've been talked about as one of the better sides in Europe. But here's the problem. When you're going up against the Pep Guardiola Man City side, you don't get almost. You don't get good spells and win the league. You don't get learning experiences and win the league. You either win it or you finish second again. Or as the fans would say, second again, ole, ole. And you can't blame opposition fans for it. Because this is where it gets particularly uncomfortable for Arteta and his squad. We've seen this film before. Last season, Arsenal were flying. They were 8 points clear at one stage, playing with freedom, confidence and swagger. And then the pressure hit. The draw here, a mistake there, a wobble, and suddenly City did what they do. They clicked into gear, they go on a ridiculous run, and it's done. It's over for Arsenal. Now you fast forward to now, and it's not identical. And I'll tell you why. But it is similar, and it's similar enough to raise eyebrows and ask questions of Arteta for sure, because when the pressure is ramped up, they just haven't been ruthless or good enough. But it is different because this year, Mikel Arteta has changed the way Arsenal play. They are much more defensively solid. They rely heavily on set pieces like corners and throw-ins, free kicks. Their corners are ludicrous. It's like an NFL game, the wrestling that goes on, the long throws. They almost celebrate having a corner late on in games, in tight games, because they're so confident that they'll be able to create a goal scoring opportunity. Some would say that's clever, it's marginal gains, small margins. Great. I don't mind that if when the ball's in play, you're playing football the way that those players want to. Because let's be honest, there's some talented footballers in that Arsenal side who want to get the ball down and play. They're not interested in wrestling over set pieces. But when the pressure has been on, yet again, Mikel Arteta's side have struggled. They've dropped points. They were in all four competitions. They were 12, I think 9 points clear at one point, and they could have gone 12 points clear and didn't. Man City have been very hit and miss all season, and then all of a sudden, the Carabao Cup comes around, Carabao Cup final, and Arsenal played gutless, like cowards. They played for a draw. It was embarrassing. Man City came, Pep Guardiola came with a plan, a tactical plan which worked, and they comfortably beat Arsenal in the Carabao Cup. Now, of course, the fans, the club, the message is briefed to the media straight away. Oh, it's only the Carabao Cup. That's not our main target, blah, blah, blah. We're still going to win the league, blah, blah. Of course, everyone would do that. It's deflection from a poor performance and losing a final. Now, the problem with that is you let Man City see who you are. You let Man City see what your mentality is. So there was a big flip after that. Man City's form has been sensational since. Arsenal's form has been dire since. They've limped through the Champions League against Sporting Lisbon, 1-0 over 2 legs. They've gone out of the FA Cup and they've lost to Bournemouth in the league. While Manchester City beat Chelsea in the league. The gap is currently, as I record this, 6 points. But this Sunday, Arsenal travel to the Etihad. If Manchester City win that game, it's in their hands. It is out of Arsenal's hands because Manchester City have a game in hand. So if Manchester City win Sunday, say 2-1, 2-0, a couple of goals in the goal difference, it's in their hands. Because if they win their game in hand and they win the rest of their games, Arsenal will be in trouble. Now, honestly, the question is, if you address it head on, are Arsenal bottling it? Honestly, I think the term bottling it is a bit harsh. A season is long. But I also think it's a bit naive to completely dismiss it. They are clearly not dealing with the pressure particularly well. Mikel Arteta is doing some weird stuff. And look, bottling it isn't always a full collapse. Sometimes it's just not quite having the mentality to handle the biggest moments. But here's where the conversation really is. If City don't blink, and why would they? They're experienced. They've got arguably one of the best managers of the modern era. They've got some sensational players. They're banging form. They won't hesitate. They won't feel the pressure the same way now as the chasing team. They will welcome it. But Arsenal, they're still learning how to live in that space. They have never got over the line in recent times. They are known as the bridesmaids. These players aren't winners. In fact, the only winners they've got are ex-Manchester City players. And this is the key point that a lot of people ignore. This isn't just about Arsenal. This is about the monster they're up against because Man City side under Pep that are relentless at this time of the season. They do not drop off. They don't give you opportunities. They just keep winning game after game after game. So what happens is any slip from Arsenal feels massive. A draw feels like a defeat and a slightly disappointing performance feels like a crisis because City are just waiting in the wings. Now Arteta, I think, is a big part of the problem. Because this is where it gets interesting. He tries all these gimmicks and tricks and he's tried to get people to he got some people to pickpocket his players. He's playing TikTok videos. He's asking the fans to bring their lunch or bring their boots. Some things you don't need to out there in the public. How about you just do your job. Get the players ready and win football matches. If Arsenal do fall short again, what does it mean for him? I'll be honest. People are going to start asking him questions of him. Can he get him over the line? Is he taking them as far as he can take them? Is he a kneeling man? Is this his ceiling? If he gets him over the line, he'll be in line for some of the biggest jobs in world football. And if he doesn't, he'll be looking at Everton, Tottenham, Arsenal, these types of jobs. Now, I think he's done a lot of good at Arsenal. But I also think he's part of the problem at the moment. He's got the handbrake on these players. Eberechi, Eze, Gyökeres, Saka. Saka hasn't looked up like a player for 2 years. They're all great footballers. Odegaard, quality footballer, full of creativity, stifled by his manager's tactics. Now, will Arsenal choose, if they finish second, will they choose to rebuild under a new manager? I don't know, because he's taken away the chaos that was previously there. He's turned them into genuine title contenders for the last 2 or 3 seasons. That's not a failure, it's a progression from where they were. He's cleared out the dead woods, he's brought in a decent squad, but he's also spent £1 billion without winning anything. And ultimately, elite football is about winning. It's not about progression always. Yes, progression's good. It's about winning trophies. So the question becomes, do Arsenal, Mikel Arteta and his squad have the mentality? Because they've still got something to prove. Not in general, but in those big moments in the run-in, when the pressure is at its highest, these must-win games, when it gets from April to May, this is when they've got to turn up. Mikel Arteta's stats in in April are absolutely, they're bad, and that is the really important part of the season. And is this just where City have got that edge? They're cold, they're ruthless, they've done this before mentality, whereas Arsenal are trying to get over the line for the first time. And the problem is, let's not pretend football is ruthless. If Arsenal finish second again, the fans will be singing second again, ole, ole, ole. But also, Mikel Arteta could be not only in and ahhing about whether he stays at Arsenal, but equally, will these players stay? Will Declan Rice start looking elsewhere to win trophies? Will Gabriel, Saliba, whoever, will they look elsewhere to win trophies? Who knows? But let me put this question to you in the comments. Who do you think is going to win the Premier League? And if it is Man City, do Arsenal, is it classed as bottling, or are they just being beaten by a better side? I'm interested in that. And also, what's better for football? Man City, who play a glorious style of football, but have a looming alleged 115 charges, potential point deductions over them, but they play football the right way on the pitch. Or Arsenal, who are more suited to a 1980s Division 1 game. What's better for football? Let me know in the comments. It's an interesting one. As always, thank you so much. We'll be back again with another video in a couple of days, so make sure you check that out. Please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you after the City game. Nice one.
This channel is powered by an incredible membership community on Cardiff City World and patreon.com/AcePodcastNation. Becoming a member unlocks exclusive rewards from early access to live event tickets, bonus content, and even the occasional inside transfer scoop when we get it. But more importantly, it allows us to bring you top quality Cardiff City content 7 days a week. Across those 7 days, we're talking match previews, exclusive interviews, instant match reactions, the breakdown podcast, tactical deep dives, the Spotlight series, Bluebirds Rewind, Academy Focus, and just so much more. Led by myself, backed by an army of passionate Cardiff City fans, this is content created by fans for fans. Balanced, professional, and 100% all about the club we all love. If you enjoy what we do, then join the community today and support what we are doing as we help to keep Cardiff City World flying high.